I'm your host, Lookum23, joining me for Blades of Light and Shadow, Chapter 12, The Murderous Masquerade. It was a long, weary trek back from the catacombs to Starfury Manor, but the knowledge of Kaya's death and impersonation of the Shadow Lord drove you forward. Now, if only it can sustain you, though. I do not wear dresses. Tyrell steps down the stairs behind her. Do we have to say it again? Imtora, the thing pretending to be Kaya is hosting the ancestral masquerade tonight. She will most definitely have the scepter containing the onyx shard. So we're gonna be there to jump her when she tries to use it. That part I get behind, but no one told me it would involve... You look beautiful, Imtora. The green silk is lovely with your complexion. It would be hard enough bringing non-elf guests if we insult House Duskraven by not honoring the standards of attire. We risk not getting in at all. Imtora snorts a sigh and turns her back on Tyrell and his sister, pulling in comfortably at the stiff boning along her waist. I don't understand how anyone can wear these atrocities. You look gorgeous. And to be honest, I'm surprised how well you pull it off. Her eyes are suspiciously. Why is that? You think I could clean up pretty and be pretty? I did. I just wasn't sure you knew you could. Just then, there's a commotion from the stairs, a high-pitched squeal. Wow. I love this! Nia flutters down the steps, twirling in her flouncy gown. The skirts flare around her, catching the lamplight. Oh, I love your mask, Imtora. I'm an orc and undermount. I'm not exactly fooling anyone. No, it's such a fun tradition. A chance for everyone to change who they are, just for a night. It used to be a fun tradition, not a death trap, and we're the only ones who can stop it. That doesn't mean we can't have some fun while we're there. Mal strolls in, casually wiping an apple on his black and gold jacket. He gives a lazy pirouette and slight bow, gesturing for your applause. I know what you're all thinking. Was I a secret noble pretending to be a scrappy adventurer all along? Wow, you all look so incredible. Especially Nia. Nia blushes, her rosy cheeks contrasting with the blue jewels of her mask. Oh, thank you. I've never been big on celebration like this, or been to one. I know it'll be dangerous, but maybe you'll have time to teach me how to dance. I'd like that. But Rain, you still don't have a costume. I know, just the thing to set off your eyes. Tyrell's sister digs through the wardrobe and plucks an elegant outfit from the depths of rich fabric. Okay, no offense, I kind of look like meh with the mask. The rest of it looks fine. It looks like stars. Masquerade marvels, stunned at the masquerade with this incredible look. I don't like the mask, it looks like shit. You step out from behind the screen. Whoa. Everyone else gets really nice masks, we get crap. Rain, I've never seen you so... gorgeous. Resplendent. Oh, come on, I think we can all agree she looks stunning. Not just stunning, perfect. Oh, you guys. We're about to be the best-dressed party crashers Undermelt's ever seen. Tyrell, your carriage is here. You'd best not be late. Of course, father. For a moment, you see the fear and shame on Tyrell's face, but he steels himself back to his impassive glower. Tyrell, we are gonna get through this. It's not like last time. You're not facing Kaya alone. You have us with you. You take his hand in yours, trying to communicate everything you feel through a brief squeeze. You have me with you. Tyrell squeezes back, clinging to your hand like he never wants to let go. You're right, Rain. Tonight, we end this. As you stroll to Duskraven Manor, Tyrell strategizes. Remember, we cannot show our hand too early. Neither Kaya nor anyone in league with her can suspect that we know about the scepter. We must pretend to be what they think we are, a disgraced exile returning to curry favor with his new overlords and his misfit friends. His misfit friends and one incredibly handsome and noble human ambassador. We'll follow your lead, Tyrell. You're the one who knows undermounts. We'll do whatever you tell us to do to avoid rousing suspicion. Right, guys? You look pointedly towards Malin and Tora, who are trying to trip each other over in the middle of the road. Right, guys? They go still, silence follows your words, and then... Alright, F-boy, you're in charge. Aye, Captain. The Duskraven Manor sprawls over an entire tier near the peak of the Undermount. Golden, precious gemstones glitter from every surface. I'm sorry, this makes me feel ashamed of the state of Starfairy Manor. Money isn't everything, Tyrell. If anything, I respect you more. You're like the stuffy little elf noble version of Scrappy. Just what I always hoped to be. As you approach the gates, the guards eye Tyrell suspiciously. He straightens his spine, staring down at them imperiously. Tyrell Starfairy, heir to House Starfairy, and my esteemed guests. Weapons stay here. Since when? No policy by House Duskraven. Lady Kaya insists. Now lay your weapons down or leave. You've got to be kidding me. She wants everyone in there unarmed and vulnerable. Like it or not, we don't have a choice. The House Ascendant sets the rules. With a weary sigh, he sets down his blade, motions for the rest of you to do the same. The guard confiscates your weapons and then opens the gate. As you pass by, Tyrell leans over, sliding you something from his sleeve. Right. Hang on to this. Glance down to see the Draknir's Queen Stinger. Quickly grab it, sliding it up your sleeve. Good thinking. Hide it up your sleeve. Must be a tiny stinger, then. Ballroom is as large as a palace, teeming with costumed elves swirling on the dance floor and drinking wine from the flowing fountains. That dessert display is taller than I am. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I'm getting a little teary-eyed. Who really needs 5 diamond chandeliers? Surely one wouldn't even be missed. I think I just figured out a use for this skirt. It better not involve trying to smuggle a chandelier out under it. You mean that's not what it's for? Tyrell is the only one not chatting. He scans the room, an arrow eyed as he takes in each masked face. No signs of Kaya. Of course she'd be fashionably late to her own masquerade. We'll make an appearance. Relax, Tyrell. She'll have to show up soon. It's her own party. Tyrell's eyes suddenly widen behind his mask. He looks toward the dance floor. At midnight, the members of every noble family gather on the dance floor for a commemorative ceremony honoring our ancestors. If she's planning to use the scepter, that would be the time to do it. Take everyone out in one swoop. We have to stop her before then. Great. 3 more hours in this dress and I may be ready to torch this place. What do we do until Kaya comes? Just play along? Enjoy the feast, perchance? No use fighting the shadows on an empty stomach. You guys thinking, like party guests? Not like cunning band of sneaks and spies that we are. We've gotta be more, there's gotta be more we can do. We should search the mansion for clues. We might be able to find out who Kaya really is, or where she's hiding the scepter. And at the very least, we might be able to find a gemstone or two these richies won't miss. Walk down a long hallway, your footsteps echo off the floor. Moonlight streams through the golden arches high above your heads. It's so beautiful, I can almost forget why we're here. I'll never forget. Every step I take here reminds me that Kaya will never walk these halls again. Thrap comes to a sudden stop ahead of you, ears flying flat against his head. What is that? He hisses at a display case of taxidermied animals. After a moment, you realize they're Nespers. Oh, I forgot about that. Kaya's father explained it by saying that House Duskraven was very attached to the Nesper advisors and used to have them preserved. Well, that's disgusting. Nespers aren't just some sort of trophies to put on the wall.
No, we are most certainly not.
Everything's a trophy to the wealthy. There's nothing beautiful they won't cut open and stuff, just to hold on to it a little longer. I know it's a poor consolation, but Kai wasn't fond of the tradition. But her family felt it was one way to hold on to our forgotten past.
I'll remind you that my lifespan's longer than most of yours. How would you like to end up decorating my walls?
You turn away from the display, only see a massive tapestry of golden-haired elven women with Nesper on the shoulder. She faces off against a menacing red-eyed shadow armed with a scepter. Who is that? Alani of House Rosecoven, sister to Elrin, who became Duchess Xenia of Shadowcourt. Elian was slain by her sister in the Great War, but remembered always as an ancestor to House Duskraven. I think growing up hearing the tales of her heroic ancestor who lost her life trying to stop her sister is what made Kaya go looking for the scepter. Look where we are, thousands of years later, still facing the same enemy. That's how the world works. We all think we're smarter than the people in the past, but every generation we make the same bad decisions. Pretty much, yeah. You're wrong, Mel. The 6 of us were smarter than the people of the past. We're going to make people see the danger the Shadowcourt poses, destroy the cat of Shadowcourt forever. We won't leave them licking their wounds just to rise again in a few years. When we're done, they'll be gone forever. Sounds really... No one can fall for evil whispers if all the evil whispers are gone. I'm not sure death is enough to stop true evil.
Hey, what are you doing snooping around here?
I'm doing your mother. You jump past one of the house. Duskraven guard stomps your way, drawing a wickedly sharp sword.
Lady Kaya said to be on the lookout for dirty little spies.
You give the guard your most vacant smile. The spies, we're here to see all the dead Nespers.
What? What?
Oh yes, we have a live Nesper, see? And, we were curious on how we should honor him once he reaches the end of his life, and a noble life.
You have a Nesper? I am the most esteemed advisor to House Starfury, and I will not be stuffed!
The guard winces as Thrap hisses in his face, and is too alarmed to stop you and your friends from heading back to the ballroom. Sorry, Thrap, it was the first thing I thought of. Yay, we leveled up. Okay, we have 1 talent in each thing. What do we have in survival left? Woods lore. Or seduction, I believe. I'm gonna go with woods lore for survival. Yay. You acquired all your survival skills.
I suppose it worked.
Back in the ballroom, the guests mill around like before. There's no sign of Kaya. Looks like we still have some time to kill. We should eavesdrop on nobility. Let's stay around the buffet. We might catch some gossip about Kaya. A good plan. There must be others who are suspicious of her. You make your way over to the buffet line, your mouth watering as you take in the indulgent feast before you. I don't even know what half of these dishes are. Roasted pheasant, stewed barley, fresh baked bread. How do you even get any of this underground? Our farmers able to grow food beneath the mountain by channeling the light of the sun through magic. The livestock are raised in cages. You people are really committed to not going outside. Look at these desserts. I didn't know cakes could come in so many shapes and sizes and colors. You help yourself to one of everything, moving slowly down the buffet line while listening to the elves in front of you.
Believe he would show his face here after what happened.
And to come back with this rabble, it's insulting. From their unsubtle glances over their shoulders, you realize the subject of their gossip isn't Kaya, but Tyrell. Get them to talk about Kaya instead. You turn your back on the elves so they don't realize you've been eavesdropping, then pitch your voice just high enough to be overheard. I can't imagine why Kaya hasn't shown her face by now. Do you suppose she's ashamed? What are you talking about? You wink at him and jerk your head slightly towards the two elves, now avidly listening to you. The way she manipulated people in those terrible deals, Duskraven's really been a disaster. His house is ending. And right on cue, you hear the two elves start whispering excitedly to each other. You know, I did hear something about Kaya tricking the Stonewater boy and risking his family's whole fortune. And then what happened? My niece says Kaya's been hounding her to sign an exclusive agreement about with House Duskraven. As easy as the gossips in the Riverbend taverns, I tell ya. You carry your food over to the table, listening to the snippets of gossip drifting through the air. Claim the entire wine trade for themselves. Refuse to sign it over unless they submit it to binding contract. Have no choice but to work with her. You take a seat beside Tyrael, keeping your voice low as you murmur in his ear. It sounds like a lot of these nobles aren't happy with House Duskraven's rise. Maybe we can use that to turn them against her. At her own masquerade, it would take something truly remarkable to make them oppose her outright. Your first hour of the masquerade passes with no sign of Kai. You regroup with your allies, sprawled around the table with empty plates. So we're all hanging out at the masquerade now, right? And we're still not stealing. Yes. I'm gonna express how badly I want to kill something. Come on, it's fun. And look, the band is doing something. Mia's right. The band gets together and begins strumming away, playing an elegant waltz. Elves move onto the floor, gently twirling and weaving together. I prefer a good jig myself, but this ain't bad. Am I the only one wishing we were here to dance and not, hunt the Shadow Court? Can't hunt something that's not here. I wouldn't mind a little dancing until Kaya gets here. This used to be my favorite song. I remember learning to dance to it when I was a boy. It's always played at every masquerade. This is your chance to share a dance with a special someone and become more intimate. So, of course, we have one of everybody. I like Nia's gown. She's very pretty today. My lady. Over Nia, your arm and her eyes go wide with pleasure. Oh, do you mean it? Of course. There's no one I'd rather dance with here or anywhere. Then I accept. She jumps to her feet and bites her lip, grinning shyly at you. Although, maybe next time we don't have to wait until we're in the heart of our enemy's lair. You take Nia's hand and steer her to the dance floor. Finding an opening among the whirling elves, she looks around, smiling nervously. Maybe you should lead. There's probably a much better dancer you're a better dancer than I am. Don't be silly. You're the most graceful woman I've ever met. Well, I don't know about that. She lowers her eyes, blushing with a smile at you. Pull her close, one hand at her waist, while the others takes her hand in a gentle hold. But I do love introducing you to new things, especially since you catch on so quickly. He places her free hand on your shoulder, and as the music builds in a slow, graceful ballad, you guide her over the dance floor. As you predicted, Nia falls easily into the pattern of the dance, laughing breathlessly as you speed up, spinning her around on the floor. Nia, you look radiant. He grins at you, her skirts twirling around her as she moves in perfect tandem with you. It's fun to dress up. It takes my mind off of everything else that's happening. I don't mean just because you're in a new dress. Calming the elves around you, you pull her close, wrapping your arm tightly around her waist until her warmth is pressed against you. You look radiant because you're so happy. Your smile is breathtaking, Nia. She ducks her hand, hiding her smile from view for a second. You get a full whiff of her hair before she lifts her gaze back to yours. Thank you, Rain. You always make me feel so good about myself. You seem to forget. She seems to forget herself for a moment as her eyes trail over your face, taking you in. Her blush deepens. And you always look so amazing. I can't believe that out of everyone, I'm the one who gets to be on your arm. I'm the lucky one, Nia. Even the elves can't take their eyes off of you. Look. You spin her around slowly, and so that she can catch the elves watching furtively before they look away. Are you sure it's me they're looking at? Oh no, did they suspect us? The only thing they suspect of is you being the most powerful or beautiful person they've ever seen.
They're also probably pretty endeared by your enthusiasm and curiosity. You make me sound like an adorable puppy who wandered into the elven court. Adorable? Yes. Puppy? No. You send her into a graceful twirl until the tips of your fingers touch, and then you pull her back into your arms. Think of it this way. The people of Undermount have been bored for 1,000 years. You're the first breath of fresh air in a long time. I'm just grateful to be here, to stop the Shadow Court, to see much of the world beyond White Tower, to be with you. I feel the exact same way. I love the way you look at the world. Like, maybe it's not as broken as it looks. The music shifts to a slower melody. Nia rests her head on your shoulder, and her slight frame fitting perfectly against yours. And I love that you never stop wanting to fix the broken parts, even without the light. In the temple, they told us that anyone raised in the secular world was venal and shallow. They needed their minds and souls open to the light. She shifts to glance up at you, and you see nothing but tenderness in her eyes. But you knew nothing of the light when I met you, and yet you are the truest soul I've ever known. The adoration in her gaze is almost too much to bear, and you look away from her with a smile. I'm not that great. Yes, you are. You're very, very great. And you are the worst flirt I've ever met. Nia laughs and tries batting her eyelashes. Is this better? That's doing something. As the song nears its end, many of the elves bow to their partners and begin to leave the dance floor. I guess it's already over. Should we get back to our friends? It's up to you, Nia. Oh, well, She gazes into your eyes with a nervous smile on her lips. You take her face in your hands and kiss her. She sighs softly, her lips soft as rose petals beneath yours. Rain. She slips her arms around your waist, mouth opening to the pressure of yours. Her lashes brush your cheeks as her eyes flutter close. You kiss slowly, stomach fluttering as she reciprocates, her lips sweet as the cakes you shared earlier. Noticing the disapproving glances of the surrounding elves, you sweep Nia into a dramatic dip and kiss her throat with a swift nibble of teeth. Oh, Rain, I think they're looking at us. You pull her back upright, nose against hers. And does that bother you? No, She brushes her lips over yours and murmurs softly, I like showing off that I'm with you. You wrap your arms around her waist, holding her against you as you kiss her for everyone to see. She sighs happily in your arms and squeals, ticklish, as you run your lips down her neck again. Then that's perfect, because I like showing off that I'm with you. You give her one last soft kiss, smiling as she leans forward so that it won't end. Remind me to bring you back to the dance floor after we're done with everything, so we can show off a little more. I'll hold you to that. You take her hand and lead her back to your friends at the edge of the dance floor. So what you're telling me is I get to dance with everyone, if I so choose. I love every single one of you, I just want you to know that. Well, let's dance with Mal. How about a dance with me, Mal? Mal sweeps into a surprisingly elegant bow before you. It'd be my pleasure. He takes your hand and steers you onto the dance floor, finding an opening, clearing amidst the whirling elves. Though you do know you don't need to wait until we're in the mortal peril to have an excuse to jump me, right? He winks at you and you smile innocently back. There's a time we're not in mortal peril? Exactly my point. Jump me anytime you want, kid. He twirls you around and catches you with an arm around your waist before dipping you. I'm ready and willing. You push against his chest and he brings you back up to standing. You're a shameless flirt, is what you are, Mal Valori. You seem surprisingly at home on the dance floor. Do you petty thieves do a lot of balls? He grins at you and pulls you close, one hand at your waist while the other rests around your shoulder. Hey, who are you calling petty? I'll have you know I'm at minimum a grand thief. He spins you out along the length of his arm, then twirls you under and around to end up back in his embrace. Who's been to a lot of balls? Mal, you're a fantastic dancer. Why the tone of surprise? You saw that I could do at the fake Fae party. In my line of work, you learn how to do anything that draws people's eyes. I thought you would prefer to stay out of sight. Sure, if I'm sneaking into someplace. But somewhere like this, you want all eyes on your performance. Mal does something complicated with his feet that sets the gold trim of his costume jiggling. He hooks a finger under your chin, bringing your gaze back up. That way, no one's looking at your hands when you do this. You look from his grin to his other hand, where he holds up your brooch. Hey, how did you do that? Secret of the trade, kid. With a gentle smile, he fastens your brooch back on, lingering close to you. Not that I'd ever steal from you. The elves around you cast you two with reproachful looks, but Mal just grins and guides you around on the dance floor with a flourish. You do remember that we aren't supposed to be drawing too much attention to ourselves, right? I've got this saying, Rain. Maybe I just made it up right now, but anyway. He spins you out, then pulls you back in, catching you by the hips. You brace your hands against his chest, and he grins. It ain't a dance without a little risk. Hell, it ain't life without risk. And besides, it's hard to complain about any amount of risk it took to get to know you. I feel the same way. So many terrible, terrifying things happen to me, but it's all been worth it, thanks to you. You wrap your arms around his waist, and he pulls you closer, letting you nestle into his embrace. You feel him chuckle warmly. Then that's quite a compliment. I don't think you were nearly as accustomed to risk as I was. I think I've gotten a taste for it, or at least for risky men. His arms curl around you a little tighter, protective. I may put you in danger, Rain, but you never need to worry that I'm a risk. I would never do anything to hurt you, even for money. And then there's been a woman. There's never been a woman. I've said that before, too. Never said too truthfully, you mean? Exactly. You can feel Mal's heart beating a little fast, and when he leans back to smile at you, the tenderness is at odds with his usual wry grin. What? Just thinking. But before you can press him, the music starts to slow. Mal lifts an eyebrow. Sounds like the song's almost over. You don't seem like you want to let me go. Just say the word, and I will. The two of you move as one, and before you realize it, Mal's lips are on yours, taking your mouth with a barely controlled passion that makes you gasp. Mal. He kisses you harder, and your mouth opens to his. Welcoming the warmth of his lips and tongue, he hooks an arm around your waist, pulling you flush against him. I knew you couldn't resist me. Speak for yourself. With a deep laugh, he ducks to kiss your neck, making you shiver as he sucks against your skin. Seeing the disapproving glances of the surrounding elves, you defiantly take Mal's face in your hands and pull his mouth back to yours. We've got an audience. Let them watch. Maybe they'll learn a thing or two. He nips at your lower lip, and a nearby elf gasps in scandal, laughing. You throw your arms around Mal's neck and kiss him hard. His hands run over your body, rough palms leaving tingles in their wake. You kiss him until you're breathless, then rest your forehead against his. I guess we can kiss the whole let's be subtle part of the plan goodbye, literally. He dips you deeply, following you down to kiss you one last time before pulling you up with a twinkle of mirth in his eyes. You know I don't mind. Putting on a show with you is always a treat, Rain. Now come on, let's see if our friends are ready to get to a real party started. He takes your hand and leads you back to your friends at the far edge of the dance floor. Social quest. Tyrell's dance. Dance with me, Tyrell? Tyrell's whole face flushes as he stammers, struggling not to smile. I'd be delighted. You take Tyrell's hand and steer him to the dance floor, finding an opening clearing amongst the whirling elves. Why do you always look so surprised when I want to spend time with you? I suppose I'm still not used to thinking of myself as someone anyone might choose. I get used to it. I'm choosing you. Now dance with me. He smiles and gives you a surprisingly awkward bow. As my lady wishes. curls his fingers around yours and takes your free hand and places it securely on his waist. Hold on tight. To you, always. Chuckling and looking a little smug, Tyrrell rests his other hand on your back, his touch gentle. If you'll allow me to lead. You'd better. I don't know any of the elven dances. With a smile and a nod, Tyrrell starts guiding you through the unfamiliar steps, the pressure of his hand on your back, steering you with ease. You follow Tyrrell's lead almost effortlessly. He dances with confidence, head held high, but every time he meets your eyes, he can't help but smile. What are you looking at me like that for? You're really good at this. It's nice to see you in your element. You're a wonderful dancer. You sound surprised. Not surprised. But, when you talk about Undermount, it's usually about how you left, not what your life was like when you were here. It's hard to imagine you going to balls, dancing, and having a normal life. He steps closer to you as you squeeze through a narrow gap in the dance floor, his arms coming more securely around your waist. Sometimes it's hard to remember when my life was normal, but dancing here with you, it makes me think of what my life should have been. I wish I could share a normal ancestral masquerade with you, one where we worry about nothing more than impressing everyone else on the dance floor. Well, I think we're doing a good job of that, at least. Tyrrell sends you into a careful twirl across the dance floor, then pulls you back in close. The surrounding elves watch you enviously, but Tyrrell doesn't seem to notice, his focus solely on you. So many awful things have happened in the past year, but without it, I wouldn't be standing here with you now. His gaze softens and a blush rises to his cheeks. I try to think of Undermount without you in it. It seems hollow. I can't make myself wish that I had never met you. I feel the exact same way. I still want my brother back, of course, but I can't wish that none of this had ever happened. The music softens and you nestle into his embrace. Meaning you feeling the way I feel about you, I can't imagine who I would be without that. Tyrrell steps slow and he wraps his arm around you. The two of you swing side to side in each other's arms. And perhaps we are both just heartless enough to deserve one another. Or perhaps this was meant to be, and no matter what happened to Cade and Kaya, we somehow would have found each other. You lean back just far enough to look in his face. He blushes a deep purple, but he doesn't try to fight back the joy on his face. As always, I far prefer your way of seeing things. I am happy I found you, Tyrrell, even if you were a total jerk at first. I am not a jerk. I was simply harried when we ran into each other the first time. You snort, pressing your face against his neck, feeling the heat of his blush. You were a jerk for a little longer than that, but it was cute, and I knew you had a kind heart underneath it all. You feel him chuckle, and you sigh as he shifts his arm around you to hold you a little tighter. Thank you for giving me a chance to open up to you, to show you who I really am, to show you how I feel. The ballad winds down, building to a slow, emotional chord progression. The song is nearly over. Should we head back to the others? You look into his face, he hesitates, gazing in your eyes, arms still around you. If you insist. Your lips are on Tyrrell's before you realize what you're doing. You feel the magic just below his skin, tingling like a static shock. Rain. He sighs your name and then presses against you, kissing you hard. His tongue feels hot against yours, almost feverish. You hear shocked gasps go up around you, followed by disapproving murmurs. Defiantly, you take Tyrrell's hand and his face in your hands and pull him harder against you. He groans, grabbing your hips, kissing you like no one's watching. But when he notices their stares, he simply ducks to kiss your jaw, murmuring against your skin. Everyone's looking at us. Let them look. Let them see that the Haired House Starfairy is having a better time than any of them. You deliberately make eye contact with as many L's as you can, so Tyrael traces his lips up your jaw. You gasp when he nips at your earlobe, and then you pull his lips back to yours, kissing him until his violet and gasping. Rain. Yells over their eyes, scandalized. You hear their angry murmurs rippling across the floor. You comb your fingers through Tyrael's hair, helping straighten up the amused strands. Hope you don't mind that we gave them something new to gossip about. He catches your hand with a smirk and brushes his lips across your knuckles. I'd be happy to do it again, once we've given them time to cool off. He takes your hand and leads you back to your friends and at the far end of the dance floor.
At this point, tell me the options don't feel repetitive.
What do you say, Imtora? Dance with me? Imtora raises an eyebrow, arching her even over her mask.
Really dancing?
Over her mask? Really? Someone failed at writing. You said you liked the music, why not?
I can think of 30 reasons. You want them in alphabetical order?
Come on. You grimace, spot. She grimaces but doesn't resist as you drag her onto the dance floor, whirling L's, moving out of your way to clear space for you.
None of them want to risk dirtying their skirts on me.
Good. More room for us. Imtora clomps loudly around the dance floor, her movements not particularly in time with any music. Gently, you move her hands to your waist. Maybe I should lead. Just do what I do. Close your eyes, feeling the rhythm of the music as you draw Imtora slowly into a smooth, gliding step. Hey, you're getting... But Imtora stumbles and your eyes snap open.
Sorry, you should have picked another partner.
Imtora... Are you alright? You're probably the only one here who can't wait for the festivities to end and the fighting to start.
Wait, that's not what the rest of you are thinking?
I don't know. Once the fighting starts, there's always the chance we can lose. He throws an arm out, nearly smacking a passing elven lady in the face.
Nah, whatever the short Shadow Court throws our way, we'll kick its ass.
But Tyrael lost his last duel with whatever is possessing Kaya. He lost it badly.
Sure. He didn't have us with him.
She plants her fists on her hips, not so subtly flexing as she does. Passing L's whisper behind their hands, but she doesn't care. Oh, so you think the Shadow Court's gonna be scared of an orc in a dress?
A big, strong orc in a dress. And the amount of murderous fury I have in me after wearing these blasted thing all night, they better be.
She winks at you.
Though I wouldn't be opposed to ripping this thing off and fighting naked.
Nearby elf gasps aloud. Now that's something I'd love to see. You take Imtora's hand and lift her arm, ducking under it to twirl out and back again.
You know, Rain, there's nobody else I'd do this for.
Dance?
Dance, wear a dress, do this.
The grin softens, and for a second she just stands there in the middle of the dance floor, your hand in hers.
All this saving the world for greater good stuff. I hope you know how much that means, that I'm doing all this for you.
I am touched by your sacrifice. You make a face of mocking surprise, clapping a hand to your chest, batting your eyelashes at her. What's next? Cooking me dinner? Marriage? A cottage with a white picket fence?
I like you, Rain, but don't push your luck.
Laughing softly, you place your hand on her waist, feeling the muscles of her fancy dress can hardly contain. If that was what I wanted, I wouldn't be with you. She yanks you closer, a challenge in her grin, her grip powerful and thrilling.
Then I guess if I didn't like you pulling me into this stuff, I wouldn't be with you.
I'll take that as a compliment.
As it was meant.
The music slows down and you step closer to Imtora, resting your head against her shoulder. It sounds like the song's almost over.
Looks like you can't get enough of me, though.
She smiles down at you, tender expression out of place on her scarred, tusked face. You tilt your head up, and hers comes down to kiss you, lips rough. Imtora. She grabs your face, kissing you harder, and possibly you can still taste the sea on her lips, briny and fresh.
I do love when you moan my name.
Oh, you haven't got me moaning yet. She bites your lower lip, and a thrill races through you.
That a challenge?
You know it is. Feeling the disapproving glances of the surrounding elves, at this point, who cares? You grin and press an open-mouthed kiss against her neck, moving your hands down to cup her butt and pull her closer. The elves are looking at us. I don't think they believe in public displays of affection.
Let's show them how orcs do it.
You and me, baby, ain't nothing. Okay, shut up. She throws a rude gesture at the elves before dipping you backwards and kissing a trail down your neck. The elves look away in gentle horror and you laugh loudly. But it turns into a gasp as Imtora pulls you back upright and kisses you hungrily. Oh. She grabs your thighs, lifting you with ease so that you wrap your legs around her waist. You bury your fingers into her hair as she runs her lips over your jaw.
Sounded like a moan to me just then.
Don't get too full of yourself now. You bite her lip ring, smirking as you tug on it, and she shivers, panting against your lips.
I've been waiting for you to do that.
The elves are outright scandalized now, giving you a wide berth, yet unable to tear their eyes away. I've been waiting to put on a show like this. With a vibrant laugh, Imtora captures your lips one last time as you squeeze your thighs around her. You thread your fingers through her hair, tugging hard as she sets you down, making the kiss last as long as possible.
Come on, let's see what the others are up to.
Okay, I kind of like her. She, nothing wrong with a little woman taking a little, control. She takes your hand and leads you back to your friends at the edge of the dance floor. Thank God it's finally over. Suddenly a hush falls over the ballroom as everyone turns to a grand staircase. Kaya steps in the light at the top of the staircase, the scepter from the mural and crypts resting regally in her arms.
Welcome, welcome one and all. I do hope you're enjoying yourselves at this year's ancestral masquerade. And I trust you find House Duskraven's accommodations rather more befitting this elegant event than last year's.
She gestures expansively with the scepter. You all tense, preparing for magic, but she only points to the full of food.
Midnight is nearly upon us, and the time for commemoration draws near. Eat, drink, celebrate, for you are among your peers, the esteemed and powerful, the rulers of all Undermount. Let the masquerade begin.
The orchestra starts back up as Kaya saunters down the grand staircase to raucous applause. This is it. She has all the elven high society in the same room. She can use the scepter to wipe them out at literally any moment.
So all we need to do is swipe the scepter, unmask her, and kill her, preferably in that order, but I'm not picky.
But you'll be cradling that thing like it's her damn baby. We need a distraction, something that would make her set it down. Kaya Duskraven! Before you can stop him, Tyrell storms towards the stairs, eyes locked on Kaya as a hush falls over the crowd.
Well, this isn't gonna go well.
What is he doing? He's giving us an open. This is our distraction, we have to be ready. Whispers swirl around the ballroom as Tyrell strides towards Kaya, who watches with an amused smile on her face.
Yes, Lord. Whatever could it be that you want?
Lady Duskraven, I challenge you to a duel for the honor of House Starfury. Finally, some entertainment.
If only House Starfury had any honor left.
He rips his house signet ring off his finger and throws it at Kaya's feet. If I lose, then House Starfury, whatever's left of it that you already haven't taken, is yours. And if I win...
You won't.
If I win, you die. That's victory enough. No weapons, magic against magic. Do you accept? Kaya's eyes flash with the fury, but then she steps off the last step and lays the scepter on a velvet-draped chair, nodding to a burly guard to stand watch over it.
I accept.
Well, here's where we make our move. Mal slips through the crowd, moving around the backs of the tables. You and your rest of the friends follow along. Hey, what do you think you're doing? But there are too many of you, and you draw attention from the crowd. I knew this riffraff was up to no good, sneaking around during a masquerade. Guards! Because we're walking around in a masquerade? I think we needed another distraction. Light the curtains on fire, start a food fight, tell everyone who Kaya really is. Why not? Hey, don't look at us, look at Kaya. She's not actually Kaya, she's a member of the Shadow Court. What is this nonsense? What gives you the right to make such an unfounded claim?
Look, an Esper!
What are you... Dora grabs Thrap and holds him high on her head near my elves gasp. That orc has an Esper?
Look at how she manhandles our exalted one.
While the elves' attention is drawn to him, Dora and Thrap, Mal takes you by the elbow. It's you and me on deck, Kent. Mal pulls you through the chaos and the shadows beneath the stairs, where you lie in wait for the perfect moment. On the dance floor, Tyrell and Kaya squirrel. She circles him slowly, a wreath of dark energy flowing from her palm up her arm.
You've changed, Tyrell. This new thirst for vengeance suits you. You could have made a powerful ally. I pity it has to end this way.
Without warning, she flings a fistful of crystalline eye shards at Tyrell. He spins out of its path, features tightened in determination. It is a pity, but not for me. He deftly dodges another of Kaya's attacks and counters with a column of flame. She twirls out of his path just in time.
So you really have learned a few things.
Tyrell slams his palms to the ground and a circle of fire erupts around Kaya, trapping her in its ring. I'm just getting started. Half the ballroom is focused on your distraction, and the other half watches the duel. Mal elbows you, flicking his eyes towards the scepter and the guard before it. Let's be real. Anyone worth their grain of salt would automatically turn from Thrap to the what the hell's going on. It's now or never. Sneak the scepter away from him, distract the guard while Mal steals the scepter. Watch for a chance grab. Sneak it. A cry goes up from the crowd as Tyrell and Kaya's magic clashes in midair. The guard can't help turning and watching. Oh, get him, Lady Kaya. You wink at Mal as you ease just slightly out of the shadows, your fingers creeping towards the chair and its cursed cargo. Oh no! You jerk back as the guard recoils from a shower of eye shards, waiting until he presses forward again to watch the ongoing battle. Now. You dart forward and curl your fingers around the handle of the scepter, pulling it off the chair and back into the shadows where you hand it to Mal. Nice technique, kid.
I learned from the best.
Your friends join you behind the staircase.
You got the scepter!
I gotta say, I've held a lot of magic relics in my day, but none feel quite as scary as this.
But what are you waiting for? Break the damn thing.
Mal smashes the scepter against the ballroom floor. It shatters, but the crystal's head is hollow, no hint of the malevolent onyx shard in the rubble. That's probably because she has it on her.
Oh, the shard is in the air.
Back in the duel, Tyrell unleashes another devastating fire barrage, but Kaya coats herself in a shield of ice. Tyrell's fire shatters the shield, but leaves Kaya unharmed.
I admit, you're better than the pitiful weakling I remember, but it's not enough.
You haven't seen half of what I can do. A ribbon of flame lashes out from Tyrell's hands. Kaya moves to dodge, but she's too slow. The fireball streaks across her face, searing through her cheek. Kaya tries to beat out the flames, but they're magical, impervious. They blacken her skin, eating through it, revealing the monstrous shadow woman beneath. Oh. Hello. Succubus? Question mark? Stars above!
The Duchess of Xenia. She's part of the Shadow Court.
You're the one who corrupted Kaya, who lured her to the crypts, who killed her. This is your end.
No, you sad, pathetic little creature. It's yours.
The shadowy woman stretches to her full height, towering over the gathered elves. Dark tendrils leap from her fingertips. The tendrils drag you and your friends to the center of the room, laughing. The monstrous Duchess turns her attention back to the elves.
And you, my people, my sweet, desperate fools, how eager you were to admit me to your ranks. You're as ambitious and greedy as I am. What do you want from us? Everything.
You struggle in your bindings and notice something darker than the rest of the shadows around Xenia. Something embedded in the center of her glittering crown. The shard. She's wearing it. The scepter's just a ruse. The shard was in her crown all along. We have to stop her. He thrashes in the tendril's grasp, but makes no more progress than you do, until there is a sudden cry from the top of the stairs. We are nothing like you! Drina stands atop a high balcony, a bow in hand. The light-infused arrow she lets loose streaks down and strikes her in the arm. The Duchess lets out an earth-shattering howl, and her shadowy tendrils loosen. You and your companions fall to the ground. I'll go for the crowd. Keep it distracted. As Tyrell darts towards her, you turn to the panicked elves. You smash a crystal goblet to draw their attention. Elves of Undermount, you are better than this. Climb on our table and draw yourself up to a full height, showing no fear for the madness behind you. Duchess Xenia may try to compare your petty rivalries to the evil she and her kind allow to fester, but she is wrong. She is a creature of shadow and malice. You are the heirs of the Elven Empire. Don't let her make you doubt yourselves. It is your people who drove back the Dreadlord once. You can help us do it again. The lords and ladies of the Elven court glance at each other nervously, and then one steps forward. Guards, everyone, find your weapons. We will defend Undermount. We'll defeat this fiend. As the elves grab their weapons and rush towards Duchess Xenia, Tyrell makes a sudden lunge for the crown on her head. Back, fool! She smashes him to the floor with a rain of black eyes. Ah! Her voice rises above his screams, reverberating off the walls until she sounds like a chorus of hundreds.
The last time we rose, it took the combined armies of the Elven Empire to drive us back. Do you think this paltry room of forgotten glory can defeat me?
There's a low boom, and the floor whips forward, throwing dozens of elves backward. She alone stands tall, not even swaying from the quake. It's now or never. I need to close the distance fast. I will throw cleansing fire at her. Charge her. Seduce her. Really? That's even an option. Rage churns through you, heating your blood ruthlessly. You push your magic into the air around you, sweating as the air begins to ripple with heat. You channel the heat into your hands, feeling your fingertips warm first, fever hot, then hotter, burning like candle wicks, like the sun itself. Burn in hell, you traitor. The fireball explodes out of your palms, consuming her in a raging inferno. She stumbles back, engulfed in flames, and then she snaps her fingers, and the fire dissipates in a burst of steam.
You will pay for that.
The onyx shard at her brow pulses with purple light as she raises her hand in fury. Then you whip out your hand, the Drachnus Queen Stinger sliding in your grip. I'm not done yet. You leap forward and drive the stinger into her chest. She hisses and thrashes as poison floods into her veins. What did you do to me? She flares at her hands, but her magic sputters and flares out. I'm just getting started. Now's our chance. Your friends move in as one. In the name of the light, I expel the darkness. A blinding blast of light streaks out of Mia's hands. Xenia jerks back, snarling, and Emtura bursts out from behind a table behind her.
Take my weapons, will you? This is what you get.
She wields two jagged chair legs and hurls them like spears. One plunges into her side, and the other impales her shoulder. You insolent! Oh, you want insolent? Try me on for size. With a garret made of twisted tablecloth, Mal grabs her around the neck, pulling tight. Incapacitated, blinding, bleeding, she writhes, and Tyrell steps forward, dark flames swirling around his hands. Kaya David Duskraven was a kind, caring, and compassionate friend, and you're not worth the earth she stood on. Jets of fire flare out of his hands and whip around her face. No! The sighs make eruptions, send you all flying into the wall. You lift your head to see her panting in the middle of the ballroom. Rain here! Adrena whips up, or winds up and hurls something down towards you. Something that sparkles. Dazzling silver. The Blade of Soul. You catch your blade and streak across the room, assaulting her with a series of slashes. Everywhere the blade touches, light overwhelms her shadows, spreading like flames. This is over, Xenia. She pivots towards you, snarling as her hands turn into jagged claws.
This is far from over, filthling.
You eye the crown on her head, the shard pulsing within it. Knock it off. You swing your sword in a dazzling streak, bearing the blade deep into the side of her head. The crown flies off and she staggers back.
You...
As the crown rolls across the floor, Tyrell stops it with his boot. She howls, lunging towards him.
That's mine!
She's knocked back by a blast of light. Nia steps in front of Tyrell, arms spread wide. She conjures a protective globe of holy light.
He is under my protection.
You and the rest of your friends enter the light, never taking your eyes off of her.
You're nothing without the shard.
Just an old skeleton living on borrowed time. Every elf in the ballroom gathers in a loose arc around your friends, magic spiraling at their fingertips and weapons in hand. If you want that crown, you'll have to defeat all of us.
We will protect the heir to House Starfury with our lives.
What do you say, Xenia? Think you can take us all? Her gaze darts around the room, taking in your weapons and the magic simmering in the air. Then, with a howl of primal fury, she disappears in a burst of black flames. She's running away. Did she escape back to the Shadow Realm? Tyrell picks up the crown, the onyx shard glowing with a dark light. She's still linked to the shard. I could feel her. She's transported herself outside of Undermount, but she's still in this realm. This is our only chance to stop her. I won't let her escape. This is your chance to track down Xenia with Tyrell and finish her off once and for all, and get some extra EXP. A side quest. Her demise. I'm with you, Tyrell. Let's get her. There's a shortcut to the top. This way. You and Tyrell sprint through the hidden passages of Undermount, bursting out in the night atop the towering mountainside. There. You can barely make out the clouds of shadows around her. Down the slope, Tyrell follows your gaze, narrowing his eyes. Undermount's magic is too strong for her to transport herself directly into the Shadow Realm. She needs to get to the clear of the mountain first. And we're gonna stop her. You and Tyrell take off after, wind whipping at you over your faces. Her injuries slow her down, and she glances over her shoulder as you gain on her. Go ahead and run, Xenia. Run like the coward you are. You thought you could corrupt all of Undermount, but that was a pure arrogance. Without the shard, you're tucked your tail between your legs. This ends now. Dark flames race from Tyrell's palms and lash around her. She screams and crumples to the ground. She flips over, raising her hands above her. Swirling clouds gather in the sky, black lightning sparking from their center.
You will all pay for this.
It's a portal. She's trying to escape to the Shadow Realm. Attack her with magic. Light, pierce the darkness, shine down above us, or upon us. Banish these shadows forever from our realm. Light bursts from your hands, fiercer than you've ever managed before. You close your eyes, unable to even look upon it. You hear her screams as it engulfs her, the smell of smoke of the evil burning from her body. The magic rips through her, piercing every inch of her body until she glows against the night. Her words come garbled but full of hatred.
Do not think you can stand against the Dread Lord, mortals. He will reap upon you 100-fold what you have done to me.
Tyrell steps forward, drawing his blade. He stands over her ears, the magic fades, leaving her a charred husk on the ground. His lips curl as he stares down at her. You can feel his hatred permeating the air, and it makes you shiver. Maybe better you'll still be dead. And he plunges the blade down right through her gaping mouth, severing her spinal cord and killing her instantly. You watch her remains collapsing into a glowing pile of flames and ash, only to be picked up by the wind and blown away. It's over. But his voice is tight, and when you look over, you see him glaring out over the mountaintops, tension on every line of his body. You finally avenged Kaya. Do you feel happy?
Relieved, vindicated. Throws down his blade. No. I just feel tired, and still so angry. How much death did it take before we killed this one piece of Shadowcourt?
But no one else will die at her hands. We've made the future a little brighter.
You lay down your hand on his arm, and he tenses before letting out a long breath. You're right, of course. There is one less speck of evil in the world, one more spark of hope. I could not have done this without you, Rain. I couldn't. His voice chokes out, and when he returns to you, a whirlwind of emotions swirl in his eyes. You throw your arms around him, and he meets your kiss with one of his own, your mouths moving fiercely together. He pours all of his grief into the kiss, all of his fatigue, remorse, hatred. Rain. But then he sighs your name, and his kiss gentles, deepens. He cups your face, and all you can feel is his overwhelming passion for you. He parts from you slowly, letting his kiss linger, until he finally draws back to look into your eyes. Thank you, Rain, for being here with me. I don't think I could have finished things alone. You tuck a lock of hair behind his ear, brushing a tender kiss over his forehead. I wouldn't leave you alone. It isn't until the darkness of the night has given way to the cool pink light of the dawn that Tyrell tucks the crown and its shard inside his satchel, and you make your slow, painful way back into Undermount. Tyrell sags heavily against you, and you bring him over to the tables. Adrena approaches, picking her way through the rubble of the ballroom. Brother! He takes her arm and pulls her in close, hugging her tightly. You had an amazing help, little sister. You changed everything. Tyrell sets Duchess Xenia's crown on the table and breaks it open. He lays out the shard that was inside. There it is, the shard that caused so much misery. The sooner we purify it, the better. Hey, we're making progress, right? One more way to go. Just after White Tower. The elves gingerly make their way towards you. Some lying injured on the floor. One drops to a knee before Tyrell. Tyrell, House Starfury. On behalf of the Council of Houses, we wish to offer you humblest apology. You will be forgiven. The Shadowcourt's power knows no bounds. You cannot be blamed for your weakness in succumbing to their spell. Though you might have noticed something over a year. I blame none of you for your actions this time, but I expect to see you've learned from your errors. You are merciful, my lord. On behalf of the Council of Houses, I motion to render null and void all agreements made or broken under Duchess Xenia. House Starfury's debts will be cleared and your ranking in the Council of Houses restored. Oh my stars, my boy! You turn towards the muffled sobs of joy and see Tyrell's father pushing through the crowd. He embraces a stunned Tyrell. My son, you have done more than you've proven yourself the leader of House Starfury deserves. I think it's time to name you Lord. Father, it would be an honor, but I can't. He gently takes his father by the arms and steps out of his embrace. I have a promise to keep to Kaya and to my friends here. We must see the Shadowcourt destroyed for good. But if Adrena, who attacked Duchess Xenia when she had all of us under her spell, it was Adrena who saved us all. She is the future of House Starfury. Oh! Tyrell pulls his sister into another hug. I've seen the way you manage the manor, how you've cared for father and me over the years. You deserve it, Lady Starfury. Adrena, you are a worthy heir of my house. Hales bow deeply before her. Lady Starfury, it is our pleasure to welcome you to the Council of Houses. Thank you, my lords and ladies, and Tyrell, Rain, all of you. She wipes a tear from the corner of her eye. Thank you for everything. The following night, Tyrell and the rest of you gather to lay Kaya's spirit to rest. Kaya Duskraven was the bravest, cleverest, noble elf I ever met. She abhorred injustice and fought for knowledge and understanding. She taught me so much, to honor our past as elves, but to challenge it, to right the wrongs of our forebears. She gave her life trying to undo the harm done by the Shadowcourt. Though she didn't succeed alone, we will finish her work. Hear, hear. May the light guide her spirit, and see it reborn in innocence. May the old gods bless her memory.
I'm not much for speeches, but I hope you rest better, knowing no one's walking around in your skin.
Tyrell bows over the empty casket and swipes away his tears. We miss you greatly, Kaya. May you walk among the stars.
Kaya, your spirit lives on in Tyrell. I wish I could have met you, but I almost feel like I have. Everything you taught Tyrell, we're all learning from him now.
He smiles at you gratefully. That's a wonderful way to think of it. Thank you, Rain. With a whisper of magic, he dims the candles around the chamber until they offer only the faintest glimmer of light, like twinkling stars. Kaya Duskraven, tonight we commend you to the starlight, and tomorrow we end this once and for all. He's off to White Tower for our adventures, but what surprises await them there. Thank you all for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down description below, links to social media, Discord, and a few links to support me and my content. Hey, Pixelberry, good job with the, Blades of Light and Shadow. An hour and 5 minutes of content. So for those who didn't pick every single diamond choice, about maybe 30 minutes. So not bad. Not bad. With that being said, thank you all for watching. Again, make sure to like and share the video. Make sure to maybe even share the channel. And make sure that if you're enjoying this content, you've reached this far, to make sure you hit that subscribe button. Literally, it's free. It's free. So's the share, so's the like. Leave any comments down below, criticism, the whole 9 yards. Did you like the chapter? Did you hate the chapter? And don't worry, I'm sure Calvin will correct me if I screwed up at all, or basically copy and paste any and everything that he does on every other Choices channel. Cough! Anyway, bye.